welcome to my channel. So in the today's lecture we are going to discuss what is transaction log. Okay, what is transaction log? Okay, so I have discussed these two operations, commit and rollback. Okay, so let's assume that we have a one database. Okay, we have an account number, we have name, and we have a balance. Okay, let's suppose I have two records, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Name is Aarti. Okay, the balance amount of Aarti is 20,000. And we have a one Flipkart account and the balance of Flipkart is 50,000. Okay, so what I want to do, I purchased some item of rupees, let's suppose 2,000, and I want to do online payment from my account to the Flipkart's account. Okay, so what set of instructions I will be executing? Firstly, I am going to read the balance amount of Aarti. How do we read? Which SQL query do we really use for reading the data from the database? The select query. Okay, so I am using here select query to fetch this value corresponding to this account number, corresponding to account number 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want to deduct 2,000 rupees from this balance. Okay, I want to deduct 2,000 rupees from this balance. Okay, I deducted 2,000. Okay, but this change, this operation I am doing in the main memory. Still in the database, in the hard disk, we have an entry of 20,000. We have not, updated this value from 20,000 to 18,000. Okay, so now I want to update this change in the database. So I am going to do write operation. Which SQL query do we really use to perform the write operation? We use update query for it. And to read the value from the database, we basically use the select SQL query. Okay, now I want to add these 2,000 rupees in this balance. So read Flipkart balance. Okay, Flipkart balance is equal to Flipkart balance plus 2,000. Okay, now I want to reflect this addition of 2,000 rupees here in the database. So I will be performing the write operation. Write Flipkart balance. Okay, so these instructions we are going to run if we have to transfer rupees 2,000 from Aarti's account to the Flipkart's account. Okay, so now let's discuss what is this commit operation and what is the rollback operation. So at the end of the transaction, write the commit operation. Okay, at the end of the transaction, we write the commit operation. So, what does commit operation means? Okay, commit. When you are running your commit operation, what does it mean? It means that whatever changes you made here in the database, like I changed here 18,000 and I changed here 52,000. Okay. So till now we have not committed our transaction. These values might get changed. We can undo this operation if there is any failure coming in the middle of the transaction. Okay, but when we are clicking the commit operation, when we are executing the commit operation, what does it mean? That these new updates are going to be saved permanently in the database. Okay, this is going to become your final value in the database. And after that, even if you are getting any failure, okay, if you are getting any failure, then still these values are going to remain same. It will not have any effect of any kind of failure. So that is the basic use of the commit operation. It means that your transaction has been successful. Okay. So now let me tell you what is the meaning of rollback operation. Okay. So now let's suppose that we have not committed our transaction. We are here at this point before just the commit, just above the commit, we are here. And let's suppose that we are getting some kind of failure. Okay, any power failure or any kind of failure we have got. Okay, so what would happen? So for the successful execution of any transaction, it is very important that you execute the commit operation. Okay, but till now we have not executed the commit operation of this transaction. Okay, you have done changes in your database. Okay, I changed the values in the database. I perform updation here. But I have not committed yet. I have not made them permanent. We can undo these operations. Okay, we can undo this operation. So at this point, just before the commit operation, I am getting some failure. So what I have to do? Now my transaction has been failed. My transaction has been failed. So what I have to do? I have to roll back. I have to do roll back. What does it mean? That all of the operations which we have done till now, we have to undo all of that operations. We have to undo all of that operations. Okay, I have to undo this operation. Before performing this operation, what was the value? 50,000. Okay, and before performing this operation, my value was 20,000 here. Okay, so I have to get back the previous values. I want here 20,000 and I want here 50,000. Okay, but the question is, how you will know that what was the previous value? All these kind of values, like you are reading the value from your database, you are performing some addition or subtraction operation in the main memory. All these operations are actually actually performed in the main memory. And our main memory is a temporary memory. So let's suppose even power failure is occurring. So whatever you stored in your main memory now has been completely lost. You don't have any log of that. You don't have any record of what you stored in your main memory. So all that data is completely lost. So how we will know that before this value, what was my previous value? Okay, and before performing this operation, what was the previous balance amount of RT? So for that, we are basically using transaction log. Okay, transaction log, as it is clear from the name log, that you are keeping track of each and every changes that you are doing. Okay, you are keeping record of each and everything. Let's suppose you started executing transaction T1. Okay, so whatever you are doing, you are keeping record in the transaction log. Then now T1 begins. Okay, at what time you started executing the transaction? Let's suppose 10:30. Okay, then later what we did, we read the balance amount. Okay, and we updated the balance amount. Okay, you will get to know that we updated this value. Okay, what we will do, like we performed here update operation on the RT's balance. The value which I updated is 18,000 and my previous value was 20,000. Okay, this way you are going to keep track of each and everything you are doing. Like then you will say that I updated Flipkart's balance value. I updated it to 52,000 and the old value was 50,000. Okay, and you will also keep track that whether this transaction has been committed or not. Okay, let's suppose this transaction has been committed. So you will say this transaction has been committed at this point of time. Okay, so each and everything, each and every operation that we are performing in our transaction, we are keeping one log in the transaction log. It is very important to keep the transaction log. Each and every operation that we are performing in the transactions, we are maintaining all of that record in the transaction log. So even if any failure is coming at any point, we can check the transaction log. We can see whatever changes we made so that we can roll back. We can undo all of the operations. Okay, so this is the basic use of the transaction log. So even if you have knowledge of GitHub, okay, what we do, GitHub is a kind of a repository in which you can save your projects. Okay, so it is a kind of a version control. It is a kind of a version control. Initially, I just saved my project in this repository, and whatever changes at any point of time I am doing in my project, it is going to keep record of each and every change. Whatever editing we have done, and at what point we did that editing, all that information is going to be stored in this GitHub. Okay, and at any point of time, if we want to roll back, we can easily do. Okay, so that is the advantage of the transaction transaction log. It is very important to use the transaction log especially in case of money. Okay, we are storing each and every editing that we are doing in the transaction log. So at any point of time, we can look into the transaction log. Okay. So I hope that you are clear with transaction log. If you have any query, I have mentioned my email ID in the description box. You can contact me on that email ID. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel.